Hi, my name is Lynn Leidy, but many people know me as the Curly Girl for God. Thank you for your interest in my talk, Your Story for His Glory. I love that God wired us for story and that He uses story to teach so many of His truths. In this talk, it is my hope that I will affirm the importance and power of story and empower women to share their stories in the way that God created them to share them. In a few seconds, you're going to hear an audio clip taken from a presentation of this talk. It's a few minutes long. I hope you will enjoy it, and then I'll be back to talk to you about how you can contact me. Thanks for listening.
Something funny happens around pregnant ladies, especially when we women get together. It's almost like we are compelled to share our birth stories. I mean, is this not true? I don't know. It's like it comes up and we're like, oh yeah, I remember when I was pregnant and I was having false labor, but I thought this time it wasn't really false labor, and so I didn't eat anything in preparation of going to the hospital, but then it turned out to be real labor. Well, oh well, I had the Last Supper, corned beef hash, eggs, potatoes. Not real good. You know, we all have our birth stories. I mean, I have one with my son. We went to the hospital. I was in labor, trying to do that Lamaze thing with the breathing, and the nurse came in and she said, wow, you guys are really good at this. You could be like Lamaze coaches. And I was all puffed up with pride. Yeah, look at me go. Then my water broke. Now, I know they say that demons can't possess a Christian. I sort of questioned that because at that moment, it was like my head was spinning around, and I told her, you know what, if the best you can give me is a tranquilizer, you are useless. Call my doctor. I don't care if it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't think I told her she was useless, but let's just put it this way. She did not put me up for Lamaze Coach of the Year after that. But it's an amazing thing about childbirth too, isn't it? Because once the baby is born, you're like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. It's so cute. Honey, can we have 12 more of these? I mean, you just went through all that, but you're so in love, you just can't help yourself. Because birth stories are special, aren't they? Well, you know what? Our spiritual birth stories are special too. And you know, some people, when they accept Jesus as their Savior, wow, they are like all on fire for the Lord. They tell everybody they come across the great things God has done and what He's done by redeeming them, and they are just totally on fire. Maybe you know someone like that. Maybe you were like that. Well, Jesus tells us that we need to be careful because over time, sometimes our enthusiasm for that birth story diminishes. Sometimes we forget or we're just not paying attention to all the great things that are going on in our lives now. And He calls that thing lukewarm. And He says, you don't want to be lukewarm. You want to remember your first love. You want to have that same excitement and enthusiasm you had when you were first born again. So don't believe the stories that your stories aren't exciting enough or you don't have enough drama in your stories for them to be used by God. Like I said, you have the greatest story ever told to share with people who need hope and salvation.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the audio clip from my talk, Your Story for His Glory. Everyone has a story. If you would like to encourage and empower the women of your church or ministry to share their stories, then I hope you will contact me. I would love the opportunity to see if I might be the right speaker for your next event. You can reach me online at my website, www.curlygirl4god.com, and that's the number 4. Thanks again for watching. I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.